Alright, let's go ahead and start some runs today. Let me actually pull up the freaking run profile. Where can I find it? Oh, here it is. Alright, we're gonna be doing some... Oh, here we go. I'm gonna let that load. We're gonna be doing some Poke Cup Great Ball today. I should probably start doing some of the Challenge Cups and... Honestly, I have Poke Cup Ultra and Challenge Cup Ultra to do, but I'm gonna go ahead and do some more Great Ball since I haven't done enough of that. Kind of want to get some more on that before I really attempt the other ones. All right, let's just see how lucky we get today and see if anything good comes from it. 3, 2, 1, go. And by lucky, let's just see how the first fight goes. Like, the rest of the run can relatively go smooth, but depending on how the team for fight 1 is, it's either going to be worth it or not. We'll see.
They're ready to go. Self-destruct. Nail the weak.
Oh, that's a really good crit.
Take it down with one hit.
Now, that'll only matter if she didn't bring Shuckle. But every time I've seen Mr. Mime, she normally does more often than not. With Fight 1, the teams can be very sporadic in terms of the possibilities, so we'll see.
Oh, it's Weezer.
I should normally expect Shuckle, but that's not always the case.
Oh, it's Clefairy.
Ooh, Clefairy. It makes me wonder now. It might not be Shuckle, but it could also possibly be Shuckle too, so I don't know.
Oh, it blew up. A savage hit.
Well, I didn't need a crit for that one, but that'd be hilarious.
It has no
If I just saw 2 crits in a row from my explosion pokes, that would have been hilarious. I did need the explosion. I mean, I did need the crit on Mr. Mime. I've never got a 1-hit KO from it. I've always seen it survive at like 15, 16, 18 HP, so I don't think it's a kill.
Oh, it's Kadabra. It's down to the last Pokemon.
So I don't think it's a range. I think it just barely survives. Oh wow, this was a good team. Okay. Okay, so Togepi can be annoying because it does have Sweet Kiss. That's the only annoying move it has. Everything else could be okay.
There it goes.
It does also have Metronome, which can be bad depending on what it is. Ah, stop using Sweet Kiss.
Oh, what a sweet kiss.
Ah.
The crowd's excitement is building from this heated battle.
Okay, good.
A psychic blast.
I think if I hit myself in confusion, that would have probably made the same time equal, assuming I would have hit the next turn. But that was an unbelievably good, perfect fight. No Shuckle, and everything was just, well, this was a 4-turn fight. So that honestly was as perfect as it can get with this team. That made it just about 3 minutes, 15 seconds. That's like the lowest I've ever gotten in this fight. I don't know what, like, how fast it can be possibly done with any other team, but that's just really great. All right, so really, every other fight just has to go right, but it's gonna be the Molly fight that'll possibly ruin the run now. But every other fight should go, hopefully can go as planned, and it should still be really decent.
Place the Pokeball containing their leadoff Pokemon on the field to start the battle. Both get ready to go. Ow! Drill pack! That had to hurt. Whoa, that was fast! It's down already! This has turned into a vicious battle right off the bat. Oh, it's Ivysaur.
Alright, Ivysaur. This really does look. This is looking like the common team. Now just get the range, Firo.
That's it. A powerful blow.
Nice.
Oh no! It makes it just like that.
Based on my experience so far, getting the range on Ivysaur has been pretty good. Now Ditto. Now Ditto can be a very big cuck right here, so we'll just see how it goes.
The number of remaining Pokemon is 3 to 1. There it is, Hyper Beam. What impressive impact!
Perfect. Perfect fight.
There are no more remaining
None of that focus
Pokemon.
band
And
nonsense that I've seen Ditto do on me just a handful of times. But so far, that was a perfect fight. Just timing it together with the opponent, just hearing that louder chime, it's always hilarious to hear.
Third round. Combatants face each other. Blast! Self-destruct! A vicious hit! Taken down with one hit. That was just too quick. Oh my! It's a double knockout. Oh my! This is one wild situation.
Now we pretty much bring out Voltorb and do the exact same thing, just self-destruct.
Oh, it's Voltorb.
Since it's Vileplume, if it's Ninetales, I believe this is the common team. Because normally Ninetales comes out next.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Ninetales.
Has to be.
2 Pokemon remain on each side.
I'm always super curious to do Mirror Coat. I should do practice runs to see if I do alternative moves, if they actually do what they're supposed to do, or they do something else. But I always don't want to, especially if a run's this good. Like, I started off super well. Normally, that's not the case. I may try to, but even then, sometimes with like the frustration in me always just resets and doesn't bother to do what could possibly happen. I've done it for a few sporadic fights here and there, but other than that, not really for testing purposes, which I really should do. Like, I'm always curious to see. That was not necessary. Would have loved it if Voltorb did it. Like, I was always interested to see, at least in this fight, whether or not Ninetales just does Sunny Day or it attacks. Since it's Voltorb, I'm not sure. And I don't know if it's just a guarantee or not. Alright, since I have such good time, I'm just going to play it safe and do Drill Peck. I don't know the role to where if Hyper Beam is a guarantee. I know it's a range, because... Well, it could at least be a range, because it survived on 78... No, 70. I just saw the 70. I just know it survived on 4 HP? Was it 4 or 1? I don't remember. And I was like, oh, that's so upsetting. So I can't tell if that's just a range or just, oh, I won the speed time. That's... This is where the time can be lost. Come on, Firo. Oh, beautiful stuff, Firo. Beautiful stuff.
Pokemon goes down. And there goes
I just know it's a speed tie. It's better if Firo wins both of them. But if you do happen to get speed tied, it's acceptable to lose the first one because it just sets up Sunny Day. If it's at full HP. At full HP. Wait, no, Ninetales sets it up, I think. I forget which one it is, but I need to go back and look because I I should remember. Alright, let's see if we can get real lucky here. Like, we need to get really lucky. Yeah, I kind of slacked on that one. Alright, so the 3 minutes that I can potentially make up can be cut down dramatically if it's the, not rare, but if it's like the uncommon but really preferred team. Oh, Ariados, never mind. Ariados lead automatically doesn't make it anymore. Unfortunate. If it was Weepinbell, it's a possibility, but with Ariados, there's only 2, from the team I selected, there's only 2 possibilities, and it doesn't include Weepinbell and Coughing, which is a little unfortunate. Alright, so this one's probably going to be Ariados, most likely. It could be Dunsparce, but yeah, it's more likely to be Ariados. I mean, Ampharos. Alright.
Number of remaining Pokemon is 3-2.
If I can get a sped drop or crit, ideally crit, this would help so much more significantly.
Great hit. A furious attack.
Ah, come on. I would have survived without the crit. That's so unlucky. Okay, the last is Weepinbell, but I'm gonna have to use Weezing. I can't do I have to explode, unfortunately, because Sludge is not going to do enough, and it's just going to waste too much time. I'm better off just exploding and then doing Drill Peck with Furo. If I was able to pull off the second Psychic, then I could do Sludge and then just self-destruct, but I can't do that now. And I got a little unlucky this fight. Unfortunately, that crit kind of messed it up a little bit, but maybe not. I have to really see, because I still would have spent another turn, but I really can't tell if I would have. Because Kadabra doesn't beat Ampharos without a crit. Like, Ampharos just 2 hits, and Kadabra has to 3 hit with nothing helping it. And at full HP.
Oh, it's Weepinbell. It's down to the last Pokemon now. It's just one-on-one now. Ow! Drill Peck! It's super effective! That settles this battle.
Alright, this is pretty much as the fight normally should go. So unfortunately, not with Dylan fight, didn't really do a dramatic time save. I'm still on pace with everything else I've saved in the earlier fights, but not a time save. But being on pace is still really good. Alright, now Molly fight is where this can all go away now. Alright. So I've always really pretty much seen the common team, and she normally starts off with Girafarig as common team with what I bring. And her gimmick, or how she plays, is, oh, it's Ambipom. Oh wow, never mind, this isn't the common team. This might be safer. I know it's gonna Swagger, so yeah, it's Swagger. Okay, this is safer because I give Weezing the Bitterberry, and it missed. Okay, I think that's still good just because it saves like maybe 2 to 3 seconds on the animation, but I still knock it out.
Taken down with one hit. That was just too quick. Unbelievable! They both go down! Both Pokemon fainted simultaneously.
Alright.
With a whole new
Hopefully this can be Kadabra.
Oh, with Voltorb.
I don't want it to be the Dragonair team. I just don't know how to really set up any success for that fight.
Oh, it's
Mountain. Alright. Okay, so this is where I gotta get lucky. Gotta land a Thunder.
Here it comes, Thunder!
Ooh, Voltorb. You're making me so happy.
Wow, a single hit brings it down.
Okay, so this could be Dragonite. I mean, Dragonair or Kadabra. And Kadabra, obviously, I prefer. Yep, Kadabra. This was. I can't tell if this is the ideal team for what I brought, but if it is, this was amazing because I could just self-destruct. And that knocks out Kadabra, and that makes this pretty much a 3-turn fight with just a little bit of time lost because of having to explode with Voltorb and Wheezing. Like a 3-turn fight without losing a poke is perfect because it's just the 3 turns. But when you have to do self-destruct, it's still good because everything goes correctly, but you have to waste a little bit of time just because of the animations of both Pokemon fading. But it's still something you prefer regardless because it just, you're likely to win. I think that's how it works though, I'm not sure. But I'm so glad it was Ambipom, and missing it just saved maybe like 2 seconds because, you know, like I said, you avoid the animation. But it's a lot better because Girafarig wants to do double team baton pass, which if you miss, that pretty much ruins it. As with Ambipom, you know, it goes for swagger, but if you have Bitterberry, then, you know, it's just a guaranteed hit. Okay. So kind of like Dylan fight, Chen can go very perfect if he brings the uncommon team. Which is pretty much his pokes that are super effective against poison. I mean, psychic. Spinnerack lead. This is the perfect team. Oh my god, this is perfect. Spinnerack lead means the rest is Haunter, Zubat, and it's just psychic, and that's it. It's a perfect fight. I don't know which one of them has Focus Man, if any one of them does. I never took a look at the items like I should. Like, the notes I write for my runs, they're relatively bare bone. Like, that's sad to say just because I don't write enough to where I should be able to write down more than just the possibility. I write down what I'm supposed to do, but not the possibility of if this happens, you should do this instead. For some fights, I had that because I've done it enough to where I can either remember it or I have to write it down just to be on the safe side. But there are a couple fights where I've probably only seen it once and I've never written it down. And it comes down to just pure memory what I have to do. And then that's where I mess up. Because I either do the wrong move or I just waste seconds doing what the right alternative. But I just waste time doing it. But Spinnerack was perfect. Spinnerack lead means it was just this team. And it's just, like you just saw, just running Psychic Cell. Okay. So, like I've already mentioned, Carmen fight, if she brings Shuckle, it wastes time, and if you're just doing just a Great Ball run, you're better off just resetting. With Molly, luckily we didn't get Girafarig, because that missing explosion just really can cause the run to be over. It can. Now, Baxter, I've had some bad luck with Baxter, but we'll see what happens in a second. Look at that, being the perfect team saved a good amount of time. I gotta be really smart with Baxter, though. So I've always been super prepared for Lantern Lead, Lickitung alternative, the uncommon team. But the last time I did this one was the very first time I encountered Lantern, and I had like really no idea what to do, which is kind of sad because you're normally supposed to be prepared for the common team. Okay. I gotta get really lucky here.
Commands are made.
Okay, yeah, Hydro Pump.
There's the shot.
Okay, good. As long as it didn't crit. It could still land. The issue is as long as it doesn't crit. Alright, so now I'm gonna go Weezing. Okay, I was about to hit Kadabra. Because the last, when it was the common team, I went Kadabra, and it just, I think I still won the fight. I don't remember if I saved the video. I still won the fight, but that took like 4 minutes, and that wasted so much time.
Oh, it's Sunflora.
Oh, it's Sunflora. Okay. Weezing is still preferred because I can still self-destruct. But then that means the last could either be Lickitung or Octillery, and I kind of need it to be Octillery, I think.
Oh, it has no strength left.
Because Lickitung is still...
Double knockout.
I really don't know. I think I just have to get lucky, honestly. Oh, wrong one. I think I just have to get lucky.
Oh, it's Kadabra. This is the last Pokemon. Oh, it's Octillery.
It is Octillery. Alright.
It's down to the
Because it
last
has
Pokemon
Octazooka.
now. It's just one-on-one now.
Come on, crit, Kadabra. Give me that crit.
There it goes.
Ah.
Struck home.
Come on, miss. Miss.
Sharp attack.
Mmm.
Great hit.
That's why. Because of the accuracy. Okay, so Octazooka did 62. So I could still have another attempt, but I really don't want to risk it. Alright, perfect. Oh, that really got me scared. Oh, that got me genuinely scared. I also don't know the rolls for Thunder Punch on Octillery, so I wasn't sure if I was gonna get like a low roll or not, but I think it was good enough for both hits to get it. Oh man, my heart was racing. Oh man. That wasn't even the common team, but I can see why Weezing is preferred as the next option, and you save Kadabra for backup because you're kind of supposed to explode. So that was honestly just my moment of mistake when I did this fight first time around. When it was the common team, and I didn't do what was supposed to be the logical alternative. Alright, final fight against Pedro.
Final battle. Which trainer will claim the champion?
I've pretty much seen the common team and the... I forget which other team I've seen. I have to see. Alright. Pupitar is a speed... No, it has Quick Claw. Or it's a speed tie. It's one of those. I think it's Quick Claw. I forget which one it is. Okay. Still got it. And I don't know. I don't think it's a range. I'm pretty sure Waterfall on Pupitar is a knockout. I've never seen it where it wasn't range, so that's good.
Taken down with one hit. That was just too quick. Will this turn into a one-sided battle? Oh, it's Raticate.
Oh, okay, Raticate. So this is looking like the common team. So what I'm supposed to do is just Waterfall. I gotta hope for a crit just to get some extra time saves. It's not gonna really save the run because the run's really good so far. It's just a matter of, you know, just getting some luck.
There's the attack. Hit. That inflicted some damage. A hot battle is unfolding.
Come on, get a crit. Come on, Starmie.
Aw. That was good. What'll it do? No,
Oh, it missed. I can't tell if that's a good thing or not, because the last is Noctowl.
A furious attack. Right, that's a hit. Down it goes.
Okay, so I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a Waterfall on Noctowl. The last one has to be Noctowl.
Oh,
It's Nidoking! It's not the common team. No way.
The white hot battle continues.
I got super lucky that it missed. That Raticate missed. I got super lucky. This is a range. I'm pretty sure Waterfall's a range. No, it's not a range. But Thunder Punch can't knock me out unless it crits. No way. I survived. Let's go. Come on. Oh, wait, no. Nidoking has Focus Band. Please do not activate now. Do not activate now. Yes, let's go. Let's go. That is amazing. Starmie, you're so beautiful. You pulled it off.
Congratulations! The champion has been decided!
Starmie pulled off the amazing fight. Eradicate missing was super necessary. That needed to happen. "24 minutes, 25 seconds on Great Ball." That is unbelievable. So much in that fight went, so much in every fight went perfectly well for that to happen. I am beyond shocked of how lucky I am. Like, hold up, I have to, which one is it? Right here, I'm gonna bring it up now. Hold up, I have to, just because of the moment. My webcam was not ready, but like, I am beyond super happy with that. Oh my, that is unbelievably amazing. First of all, getting the crit against Carmen was, without a doubt, the perfect start. Wyatt fight everything went perfect. Cliff fight, everything went perfect, or as it should. Dylan, unfortunately, it would have been nice to see the uncommon team, but that still went well. Molly, I'm so glad she didn't bring Giraffery, because APOM lead made that a little bit safer and a bit more guaranteed. Chen, perfect team. It was the perfect team that was responsible for it being basically 24 minutes and a half. Baxter went well. Luckily, did not get cucked with Auxiliary. That could have messed up the run. And Pedro bringing the uncommon team where it favored Starmie, Eradicate missing. Unbelievable luck. Beyond stoked. Beyond stoked. First run of the day. I'm super happy. Like, I'm super happy. That had to go perfect. Like, everything that should have went perfect did, with like one or two exceptions, as I already explained, but almost everything that could have potentially made it worse was substituted for the best alternative, and I'm super happy about that. That is an amazing time. I love this time so much. Oh man, I'm just still shaking because of how lucky and fortunate I got in a lot of these fights. All right, we Great Ball, Poke Cup Great Ball round 1. I love that time. I'm keeping that time. I've already done Challenge Cup, Poke and Great, done Poke Cup, Pokeball kind of. I still want to work on that, but I've done Great Ball. I want to start working on Ultra for both of these. I still want to work on Prime Cup a little bit more, but I'll wait on that. And Little Cup, I haven't really touched on it in so long. I kind of forgot about it, but I just love the time I got there. But I may still have to work on it just to get some other things kinked out. But other than that, still satisfied, and I'm still super satisfied with this time. I'll be working on Ultra for both of these, and I'll start looking at Gym Leader Castle. I have some notes written down, but I haven't really done too much apart from that. But I'm gonna start working on that too. But man, just super excited. I'm gonna do some more runs, but I'm gonna take a moment to just enjoy all that. So I'll be coming back for another run for the next one. Always appreciate you guys watching. Till the next one.